Hello, my name is Greg. I'm a tutor, and I've been tutoring for the SHSAT as well as a number of things for a number of years. I'm trying to set up an info session for people to ask their own questions. Um, I'm new to YouTube, so I only joined about 2 days ago, at least through this account, so I don't have any subscribers. So pretty much anybody who's going to join this session would have to get here live, locate it live, and find it live. So that's slim to none. But I figured I'd pop on here anyway, in case somebody is looking for SHSAT information. The first iteration of the test is this Saturday and Sunday. So, and my own students, families, and students have a lot of questions about it, and I figured I could get things answered here. Um, on that note, I did some recent YouTube videos the past 2 or 3 days. So if you want to get some information from those, that'll answer a lot of your questions and may produce more questions. So that's really what I'm here for at the moment. This was more of an info session pertaining to the administration and logistics of the test, although we could also get into nitty-gritty about the subject material, about the ELA questions or the math questions. Okay? I'm Greg at GregsTutoringNYC at gmail.com if you want to reach me. If you have a complicated situation about anything related to the Department of Education, public schools specifically, could be non-public schools, but especially public schools. I advocate for children, and I know a lot about the innards of the workings of schools, as well as the subject material itself. I've tutored for years, helping kids with homework help, regular testing, projects, especially in math and English, but generally speaking, all subjects, especially from grade 3 to 8, in particular with the New York State state tests at 3/4 of the way through the year. Those are rigorous and perplexing in their own right, especially since New York City and New York State decided to go with the Common Core maybe 5 years ago now. And there's interesting things about that. I also tutor for the specialized high schools test, not just the New York City ones, but also things like Hunter College and the Catholic high schools, the TACHS, TACHS, as well as some of the vocational schools in New Jersey, like the BAC, Bergen Academies schools. This many different schools that have different tests. Usually I focus on up to grade 8, but I also tutor after that. I have tutored some students on the SAT and so on, but my expertise is really at the younger years. But I can do other things: the SAT, the ISEE, and the SSAT, because now the PSAT, the kids are taking earlier tests, and there's more standardized tests and it's more rigorous, and there's a commonality through some of it, and there's a uniqueness through some of it. Anyway, for this YouTube, I was intending to just focus on the SHSAT. That's the specialized high school admission test for the 7 schools. We're talking about Stuyvesant, Bronx Science, Brooklyn Tech, Brooklyn Latin, Queens College, York. There's Staten Island Tech. There's one of the high schools is at Lehman College. There's another at City College. Mostly this is science and math-based schools, but not all. For instance, the Brooklyn Latin is more academic related, and so there's a plethora of choices here. There's also non-specialized high schools that your child should consider. So I encourage you to, if you're taking the SHSAT, to also follow the other path of the non-specialized schools, so that you have 2 alternatives to choose from at the end. Because if you can get into a SHSAT school, you'll be notified of that choice. And if you get into a non-SHSAT school through another process that's going to happen later after this time, you have 2 choices to pick from. Whereas if you don't do the SHSAT process at all, you just have your regular high school choices to pick from. So this will be nice to have 2 choices. And again, there's a lot of bad schools in New York City and a lot of good schools, especially with high schools. There's a lot of theme schools, a lot of magnet schools, where there's a lot of great stuff happening. It doesn't mean you have to be in a specialized school. That has its own rewards and its own challenges. So do the non-specialized schools. Um, and at the end of the day, the key is, I often get asked, what's the best high school for my child? Well, the best high school for your child is, what is the best high school for your child? That sounds like I'm answering it with another question, and I am. Because the child has to match the school, and the school has to match the child. Um, all right. As I said, this is a live stream, and I'm going into 6 minutes in. I have some other thoughts and material. I'd rather stream on other live streams, or just plain I'll do a YouTube video on some of those topics and subjects. So, like I said earlier, I took a risk because I'm a new. This account is a new YouTube account, and there's no subscribers at the moment because it's only 2 days old. Nobody probably even knows it exists. Although some of the other streams I did get some views. So contact me if you have any questions, and as we build this up, the first iteration of the test is this Saturday and Sunday, October 20 and 21st. There's another iteration on November 1st that's happening in classrooms in some select middle schools. And then there's November 3rd and November 18th, which involves ninth graders and makeup tests, and also kids with IEPs. So again, if you have any questions, email me at GregsTutoringNYC @gmail.com, and I can help you get through any issues you have, as well as advocate for your child. Remember, you're supposed to have registered by last Thursday, October 11th, I think it was. So if that's not the case, there's no way to advocate for your child at that point. It's too late to register for the SHSAT. This SHSAT is a decades old test. I realize all parents and guardians don't know about it, but that's the policies and rules. And if you are not able to get in at this point, you're in register. It's definitely too late. Just remember, bring your ticket with you, have it signed. You should have set up an account on myschools.nyc to do it. And the ticket's going to be available on October 18th. So print out your ticket, make sure the information is correct, and if there's any errors, bring it to your guidance counselor's attention immediately. Remember, this is Thursday, so you only have Thursday and Friday. The test starts Saturday and Sunday. So if your guidance counselor is not reacting properly, contact me. You can also contact the Department of Education. Let me give you guys a number real quick. Let me see if I can get that. Give me 1 second, because it's the people who handle the SHSAT. Because if you run into a complicated problem that's that deep, then you may have to go and call this other number for these other people. Give me 1 second. I can't find my account now. Where did that go? I'm going to get the number for you guys in a second. I have it emailed to myself. I should actually have that number available and handy. In fact, I'm going to write it down on some of my notes. I'm actually surprised that number is not in the handbook. At least as far as I know, it's not in the handbook. Okay, so give me a second here. Okay, it's 718-935-2009. Okay, I'm going to add that to the live stream from my computer, actually. Remember, tickets will be available starting October 18th from myschools.nyc. Follow instructions. Hopefully it's actually available at that point. We don't know if it's the morning, the afternoon, or not. If a problem, again, contact your guidance counselor. If they are unhelpful or too slow, then contact the Welcome Center of the Department of Education. Their number is that. Realizing that you're probably going to have, normally you have to wait about half an hour to get to speak to somebody through that number, and probably at this point you'll probably have to wait more than an hour. But if it's a serious enough problem, which is going to preclude your child taking the test, then it's worth calling them. Again, these are only serious problems like there's something wrong with your ticket. If you're going to call them up to just register and things like that, it's too late. So if you're just going to call up to try to manipulate and maneuver them, it's not going to work. So please only call them with legitimate concerns, so that you're not bogging down the number with other people with legitimate concerns. And if you're not sure, contact me. I can answer simple questions with no problem whatsoever. It's just something more involved. We probably need to contact each other more deeply and work out some sort of arrangement to have that done. Okay? All right. So nobody's joined the stream. I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, look through my account and look at some of my other streams. I'm going to be streaming some more stuff this week because I want to make sure people are clear on what the SHSAT is about, what they're going for, and the process that's going to happen starting Saturday and Sunday, and also November 1st, November 5th, November 3rd, and November 18th. Okay? All right. Hopefully everybody has a nice day, and peace out.